My name is Corey Williams. I'm the president of Family First Life Genesis, and this is a part of our weekly new agent training series. And today we're going to be talking about FFL compensation. Keep in mind, compensation can change at any time, but we're recording this at the time of the actual compensation and what it is right now. Your compensation, other than some bonuses, is paid out from each one of the carriers. That is the benefits of us being independent brokers or independent field underwriters. Even though we are affiliated through Family First Life, our carriers pay our compensation based on the commissions that FFL has put in place for us. So as I mentioned, my name is Corey Williams. We're going to be going over the compensation guide. If there's other additional trainings that you'd like to see to help you out as a new agent, you can always email me at corey@fflgenesis.com. Corey is spelled C-O-R-E-Y. Or you can message me on Slack, again, C-O-R-E-Y Williams, and I'm happy to oblige you. Also, with the comp guide that we put together here, that's been put together by Family First Life, just if you need a copy of this as well, feel free to reach out to me, again, via email or Slack, and I'm happy to send this out to you. So on the top left-hand portion of the screen where it says FFL contract, of course, that's the contract level. But there are some adjustments and things that you might not know as a new agent, and we want to make sure we educate you as best we possibly can. So for instance, if you're at 100% contract, which FFL has negotiated for us, you can see under Americo, the HMS 125, which is now called the Term 125, you would get 100% compensation. Let me give you an example. So if you wrote $1,000 of premium, annualized premium, and you multiply that by 100%, that's going to give you $1,000. We're paid at a 75% advance, or what's equal to a 9-month advance. So if you take that $1,000 times 75%, that's going to give you $750. With Americo, that $750 will be deposited into your account within 24 to 48 hours. The great thing about Americo is they'll send you an email the night before letting you know what your compensation will be the next day. The next example, sticking with Americo, is the Eagle Premier. The Eagle Premier, as you should know or will know, is our senior benefit with Americo. This particular program pays at 95%. Let me give you an example. So if you wrote an annualized premium of $1,000 times 95%, that's $950. But keep in mind, you have the 75% advance. So 75% of $950 is $712.50. That's what would be deposited into your account within 24 to 48 hours after it's issued. Now let's go to Mutual of Omaha. Mutual of Omaha pays a couple of times a week. They also, we have a luxury with them where they actually email you as well to let you know what compensation you have coming to you. For the final expense program for Mutual of Omaha, again, they pay 86% for this program. Let me give you an example. So if you had a program that you wrote that was $1,000 and it was a final expense program, 86% of $1,000 is $860. And with the 75% advance, that's $640 that would be deposited into your account. So it works essentially the same way, except the only difference is depends on what product you write, which program you help your client with, and then they all have 75% advances. Now, the only other one that I'm going to show you on this video is AIG. AIG is a great carrier for us because it does allow us to write guaranteed issue program in a situation where we might not be able to help the client, but their compensation is paid a little bit different. So let's give that same example of $1,000. $1,000 at a 50% commission would be $500. $500 is now paid at a 50% advance, which is different than the other two carriers that I just mentioned, Mutual of Omaha and Americo, and pretty much all the rest of our carriers that pay out 75% advance. Now, keep in mind, with this being guaranteed issue, there's not a whole lot you have to do on the application, and it's a blessing to be able to have this particular program because it allows you to cover people that otherwise might not have been able to get protection. So again, $1,000, 50% is $500. They're going to pay you $500 advance on that. So it means your commission will be $250. But the rest of your commission will be paid out to you starting in month 7, month 8, month 9, etc. And you continue to build up residuals from there. It's kind of nice. This is another example of just some of the other carriers that we have. Aetna is another one of our providers, if you will, that pays us very high comp, very easy application, and they do a great job of helping us place clients. Americo is where you'll place anywhere between probably 60 and 75% of your business. If you write an issue and keep on the books more than $45,000 in a basically 6-month period of time, Americo is going to pay you out an 8% bonus. Great part about that is the bonus is paid out pretty much right at just after a 6-month mark. And it's very nice receiving an 8% bonus from Americo just for going out and helping people. It's a win for everyone. So again, $45,000 on the books. Of course, there's some requirements. 6-month persistency must be 80% or better. 12-month persistency must be 70% or better. And then first month's premium applied rate is 70% or better. So essentially, write good quality business and keep it on the books, and you'll get paid handsomely from Americo. So now let's break this down a little bit. This is kind of where the rubber meets the road, or where I see a lot of new agents kind of miss or don't understand exactly how compensation works. Now, the reason I'm showing you Americo, because that's, again, where the majority of your business will go. So keep in mind, term and UL coverage does not have a residual or a renewal, okay? You make your first compensation on it, and then that's it. So I'm showing you the CBO 100. That's where I have the arrow. So CBO 100, if the person is between the age of 20 and 55, and you write a 25-year, the maximum premium or commission that you'll be paid out is 110%. Okay, this goes by their age, and it goes by the number of years that they're going to be taking the program out. Let me give you another example. So this is the CBO 100, and this is 30-year. Again, you can see it's only going to pay first year, but if they're between the age of 20 and 55, it's going to pay as high as 115% comp. So the reason I'm showing you this, you might be at 120%, and if you get 115% payout, that way you're not confused on what's going on. Another option here is a CBO 20, and you can see between the age of 20 and 55, the max compensation is 105%. Same illustration, same thing that we were talking about before. You could have a higher compensation, but that's the max that it will pay for those number of years and that age group. One of the last illustrations I'll show you here in reference to term, you can see on the 20-year, as I mentioned before, if they're between the age of 56 and 60, you'll see the max compensation there from a commission standpoint is 100%. And as I've already mentioned, years 2 and beyond on term and UL, you won't have any type of residual or trail. And then the last example here, 100% on a 15-year CBO 100. So when you start to write business, keep in mind, just come back, take a look at this, get this particular sheet from your leadership person if you need further explanation of this. Now, keep in mind, term, you don't have any type of residual, but you do on whole life. So the Eagle Premier program with Americo for seniors between the age of 50 and above, you can see the first year between the age of 50 and 59, the max comp is 95%. You can also see first year between the age of 60 and 80, it's paid 110%. So if we go to years 2 and beyond, you can see your renewal. You can see 50 to 59, it's 3%, 60 to 80 is 3%, and then age 81 to 85, it's going to pay 0.60%. So if you understand the other two tiers, you'll obviously understand the other part of this. And the last example that I'll show you, again, Eagle Premier, years 6 through 10 for your residuals, between the ages of 50 and 59 is 3%, 60 to 80 is 3%, and then 81 to 85 for your residual or renewal is going to be 0.60%. So pretty easy to put pen to pad or calculator to figure this out. Now, the company's also put together a renewal structure for us. Because obviously we have multiple carriers that we represent, even though we're field underwriters or brokers. So I'm going to give you a quick example here. So let's say you've earned your way to 130% compensation. You've made your first payout, Keep in mind, this is just whole life. And then the person pays the 13th month. You're going to make 6.5% of their annualized premium. And that's what you're going to be paid from year 2 through 5. Year 6 through 10, which is the second tier at the top, you're going to be paid 3.5% on that renewal. And then in the 11th year, you won't be paid anything. But this is why there's more independent or self-made millionaires in insurance, because if you're going out and you're helping a lot of families, especially with whole life programs, it's going to allow you to build a very nice residual or bonus program for yourself. Now, let's say you're at 135%. Everything that you've written at the 130% stays at that residual or renewal schedule. Everything that you've done at the 135% level stays there. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have $100,000 worth of business on the books, and it's paying you your residuals. You earn your way to 135, but that business that you wrote when you're at the 135% level starts to renew. You're going to get paid the renewal at the 130% level. Everything you wrote at the 135% level, as it starts to renew, you'll get paid at that 135% level. Now, this is the fun part. This is where the rubber meets the road if you're going to build a team and if you really, truly want to advance through our organization. One of the best things about FFL is that you can advance and everyone can win. No one has to lose for someone else to win. Let me give you an example. You come on to FFL and you come on at 100% compensation. When you issue pay, which means you write the business and it issues, when you issue pay $15,000 2 months in a row, you'll go from 100% comp to 105% comp, which means you've given yourself a 5% raise. Now, if that doesn't sound like much, take every piece of business that you've written for the year and add 5% to it. It's substantial. Here's the other part of this, though. Let's say that you got yourself to 105% compensation, and then you decide you're going to start building a team. And let's say that month, you've got a couple months after, you've got 10 to 15 people on your team. And between your production of 10,000 and your team doing 110,000, you issue 120,000 of annualized premium. You would then move from 105 to 110. So as an example, you can either move yourself up from a standpoint of issue paying your own premium, or a combination of your premium and your team's premium, all the way up to 130% compensation. Pretty nice system. Again, if you have more questions about this, please reach out to your leadership person. But keep in mind, for your own personal production, for you to move up, you must issue pay what that next tier says. So to move from 105 to 110, you have to issue pay 20,000 twice in a row, 2 months in a row, and be in good standing with the company, of course. To move to 115, you must issue pay 30K 2 months in a row, and then that will get your compensation moved up, or issue pay in the builders column that premium a month to move yourself up. This bonus structure that is in place actually just changed today. Sean Mike just introduced it today via Facebook. I don't have all the particulars on that, but when I do, I will actually update this video and make sure that everybody understands what the new bonus program. It's obviously, they've made an adjustment. They've made it for the better. And if you know anything about Sean, he wants you to win and he wants you to hit bonus and change your financial future. So I'm going to give you a really quick illustration on how the commission is paid out so that you can actually see it. So here's the example. So you protect a family with the CBO Americo 100. And let's say the annualized premium is $5,000. So you help the family, the monthly premium is $416.66. If you take that $416.66 times 12, which is 12 months, that's $5,000, roughly, give or take a few pennies. If we take that $5,000, which is the annualized premium, and we take it times the commission amount, let's say your commission is 120%. We're going to take 5,000 times 120%, and the commission is $6,000. So the commission is $6,000. You're going to take the $6,000 times 75% or 0.75. That equals 9 months of the year. So 6,000 at 75%, which is your advance, that is $4,500. So your commission that will be paid out to you is $4,500. So again, I'm going to pause and make sure that you have a very clear understanding of what's going to happen here. So here's the deal. Most carriers have a max advance that they'll pay. So if the max advance on this situation was $3,000, even though your comp is $4,500, they will advance you the $3,000, and then you'll continue to get the next month, and it'll just continue to pay out. And that's a great situation because it makes sure it protects you from chargebacks. It also protects the client, and it protects the company as well. So it's a win for everyone. But that's a heck of a job and a heck of a payday for helping out one family. Now, where you see the cursor blinking, that's $6,000 of your commission. 75% advance of that is $4,500, which means there's a remaining $1,500 that will be coming to you in reference to residual. So that client pays the first 9 months, which was paid out to you in advance. And then you have the remainder in month 10, month 11, and month 12 until the company has made it whole to you. Now, keep in mind, you do not get a residual or a renewal for term policies, which is what the Americo CBO 125 is. But if it were whole life, and for example, let's say the rate was 6% for the advance, or excuse me, for the renewal, then they would take that annualized amount, multiply it by 6, and that's what you're going to get for the first year 2 through 5. Same example here. Again, if this was a whole life program and you hit year 6 through 10 with this particular client, they're going to take that $5,000 at 3% if that was the residual amount or renewal amount. And that's $150 that you would be paid year 6 through 10 for that client. Again, I want to make sure I highlight and spotlight no renewals on term policies, only on whole life. And keep in mind, if you write a huge program or policy for somebody, don't expect you're going to get a gigantic check. It's going to be split up into amounts. Different carriers have different advance limits. Most of them are anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000 on average. Again, my name is Corey Williams, and I'm president of FFL Genesis. We're constantly putting on weekly new agent trainings to make sure you get what you need to try to help you be as successful as you can, as quickly as you can. Again, if you'd like to see other trainings, please reach out to me, Corey at FFLgenesis.com. You can reach us on all social media at FFLgenesis.com, or you can Slack me at Corey Williams on Slack. Happy to help, and congratulations on your new career here at FFL, and look forward to you protecting lots of families. Thank you for your time.